Welcome to Odd News. We're here tonight at the Italian American Cultural Center with Gerry V and officially Gerry Vaillancourt. Gerry, welcome to the show.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So you're a talk show in New Orleans. You are known very well for what you've been able to do and your motivational speaker.
Right.
What do you feel is the core for being successful when you're talking about motivation to people?
First of all, knowing a lot of good people that help you. And number two, in the motivational thing is, the big theme is, I always say it's always in the bounce. How to bounce back when you come out of the down times. That's the big key. It's all in the bounce. We've all gone through it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people here tonight, very successful men and women that have all endured things, but they've always been able to regroup, bounce back, and go to the next chapter of their life.
Now bouncing, that's a nice analogy because of basketball.
Right, right. Which I coached in college for 16 years, and then I worked in the NBA for 22. So the game has been a big part of my life.
Absolutely.
And you learn a lot from it.
Now, when you were coaching, you had a pretty successful record as far as coaching.
Yeah, I went to the NCAAs, and I still hear from a lot of the players that you recruited, and it's great to see them become successful as they get older. Remind you that you're getting old, right? But it's just, the great times through the history of it all, and you learn a lot.
Did when you were working with young people, did you have a certain flair that you wanted to instill in them as far as what it was going to take to win a championship?
Yeah, laughter is the lotion for the sunburns of your life. So there's big challenges that you have to endure, and the preparation and the energy and the mental toughness and the winning and the losing and learning how to win and learning how to lose. But it's that you always want to teach them what resiliency is all about. And if you can develop resiliency, and a lot of great Italians know that,
That's
the
right.
resiliency is what gets you to that next step.
In New Orleans, do you still have your talk show radio?
That's right,
on
yeah.
WVUE?
And we went into syndication 3 months ago. We're very excited about it. All over the Gulf Coast, Louisiana, into Alabama, into Mississippi. And we're looking to expand again. And it's a whole lot of fun. We do everything: politics, sports, pop culture, a lot of sarcasm, a lot of humor. It's a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment.
Now, being Italian, does that help make it easier to be on the radio?
Not all. Hey, come on. My background, I'm blessed. My mother's maiden name was Ciappini. So the family tree goes from Madrid to Italy, to Paris, to Canada, and New York. So when you sat at our dinner table growing up, you heard all the languages. And my family, they spoke 4 languages. So they spoke them all. That's why I'm crazy.
Here in New Orleans, is it easy working with all the crazy people that you need to work
Yes,
with?
it is. You know what New Orleans reminds me of? It reminds me of where I grew up in Brooklyn and Queens, New York City. The same personality, the same humor, the same resiliency. I think it took me 48 hours when we moved down here from Charlotte with the NBA team. I think it took me 48 hours to adapt to the city. And I did, made a lot of friends.
You're natural because
it's a marvelous.
You're getting the Buddy D Award.
I'm very flattered.
And looking at you now, I grew up with Buddy D, and you have his personality.
Well, you know what? When I first came here and we did my first sports talk show, before I came into this format, when I first came into the city, Buddy D came up to me at a reception. And then only Buddy D goes, "Welcome to New Orleans. It's good to have you here." So God bless him. God bless him. He was a very unique individual.
He was.
And I interviewed Buddy on my show when I was on in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, you did?
I would have him on when we did NFL. So I knew Buddy. I didn't know him personally, but I knew of Buddy when we came to New
Now,
Orleans.
is it hard being able to move from genre to genre, sport, NFL or basketball?
Well, we do some sports on the current show, but we do politics, pop culture, music, food, and everything else. But you know what's hilarious? This is a mistake they made. They pay me to have an opinion.
That is the way to make it.
Hey, what are you going to do, right?
I get to express myself and get paid.
Exactly.
Life is good. As far as the Italian center here, you want to say anything? Have you been here a couple of times?
Let me tell you, yeah, I've been here before. It's beautiful, and the thing that touches my heart, I'm a history buff. So when you can come into a hall like this and look at history, and you learn about people, I made the connection when I was walking around Ellis Island, New York, to here, and this history here, and the influence of the accents. That's why in New Orleans you have the mixing of the accents that you think you're in New York and Brooklyn and all, and there is that connection with the Italians here, the Italians in New York, and all they endured here. So when you come in here, you get a very emotional and a very heartwarming feeling of the history of the Italians that came to New Orleans.
You do.
And it connects.
Well, it was called Little Palermo in the
was-
French Quarter,
it was
and that's
beautiful.
where they got off the boat, and then they formed their community,
Right,
and they
right,
spread out,
right,
and just
right.
a lot of hard-working people
Right.
for
and
over a
wonderful,
century.
and they endured a lot.
They did.
And there's an example when we do the motivational speaking: resiliency, endurance, and moving forward.
Yes.
And the Italians did that. Did
Absolutely.
they not?
Yes, they did, without question.
did.
You know, that's my family's got 100 years here. Frank says there's a lot of stories. People have come here.
And when's your new album coming out? I hear you're cutting some singles. Got an album.
I do. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
This is you.
We'll
This
plug
is
it
you.
on the show.
Yeah, I'll come out to see your show. We'll get on that. I do want to thank you, Gerry Vaillancourt,
pleasure.
for being on News.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you tomorrow night. We'll see you tomorrow night at the Banquet. Ciao. Welcome to the Italian Piazza in New Orleans, Louisiana. And right next door is the American Italian Cultural Center, which hosts numerous events throughout the year and is a great place to read about the Italian history. When you subscribe to Our News, you'll get updated on all the videos we're making as far as the celebrities that come into New Orleans to talk about Italian culture, the parties, the events, what's going on. It's just a great way to learn about Italian history, the values, and what makes Italian being fun. E parlare italiano.